John 1:39. Lege autois, erkestha kai opsestha, eothon un kai edon, pu mene, kai par auto amenon tein hemeron ekene, hora ein hos decate. Translation. Here Jesus is speaking, and John reports he says to them, that is, Jesus says to these two disciples of John the Baptist who are following him. Notice again we have a narrative or historical present here, which in a final translation which would be translated in the past. We note again how verbs of speech, verbs of motion, and sentences of transition where there's a new person or a new scene frequently have this narrative or historical present. So he said to them, come, right, that's from the verb erkomai, and this form could be imperative or indicative just by itself, but the context makes clear this is an imperative. It's a present middle imperative, second person plural. Come and you will see, right? That is a future middle indicative second person plural of harao, harao. You'll notice some English translations take it as an imperatival future, and they just say, come and see, right? Two commands. Others take it as a predictive future. Come and you will see. Both are possibilities. So, or then, right, that's an inferential particle, which is a post-positive particle, post-positive little word that always jumps second or further in Greek. We pull it out in English and put it first. Then they went and they saw where he was staying, and with him they remained. Emenon. You notice there you have the alpha at the ending, you have the augment. You say, well, I think that's aorist, but where'd my sigma go? Remember, the sigma is rejected before when it follows a liquid consonant, lambda, mu, nu, or rho. Following that nu there, the sigma is rejected and the stem vowel lengthens to compensate for that. So that's just an aorist active indicative, third person plural. They remained with him that day. And then we have this interesting statement, right? Reminds us the Gospel of John is genuine historical narrative. It's reporting what actually happened, from an eyewitness. It says the hour was around the 10th. It was about the 10th hour, right? Interesting. Even this little qualification, right? John's very careful. It was about the 10th hour. Well, he's using the Jewish way of reckoning time in the first century, where basically it's divided up by the hours of sunlight. So we might say into 12 periods, right? So it's frequent to say, the third hour, which would be around 9 a.m., or the sixth hour, which would be around noon, or the ninth hour, which would have been around 3 p.m. And so that's saying the sun roughly coming up at 6 a.m. and going down at 6 p.m. So according to this approximation, which would differ somewhat according to the time of the year, what we're talking about is about 4 p.m. The hour was about 4 p.m.